Hello there, Running-ears. It's Manny again, and I've been wanting to do this video for a while. As a matter of fact, I recorded one with some information, and then I started getting more ideas, and then I ended up saying to myself, you know what, I gotta wait until I really get these ideas down. Well, all of us know that August 17th, I believe, 16th, I believe, is going to be the sign-up for Springtime Surprise for the Club Run Disney, and August 23rd is for us mere mortals. So that's coming up very, very soon. We're less than a month away. So in the next few weeks, we will be hearing what the theming is going to be for the Springtime Surprise. What it is anybody's guess. But I came up with a few ideas so that maybe we can narrow it down and figure out what they're going to be doing, because this is a fun game to play. Now, before I do, guys, subscribe to the channel, please. You guys are doing a great job of doing that. Just subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications if you want to get updates on these videos. I have decided basically I'm only going to do videos when there's something either very informative, something that is very entertaining like this one, but I am not going to just be doing video after video. So you might not hear from me for a week or two. Then you might hear from me 2 or 3 times a week, depending on what is breaking. So let's get right to it. So before I make these videos, I always look at the blogs. I look at the Run Disney blog. I look at their social media just to see if there's any breaking news. And so far, as of now, as of the time that I'm making this video, nothing has broken on Springtime Surprise. So what is going to be the theming for Springtime Surprise? Last year I'm wearing this shirt was the nostalgia. The nostalgic event. So we did, one of them was the Tower of Terror 10 miler, which was a lot of fun, but it got me to thinking, what can Disney do? Because there is some things that they can and can't do. So what can they do, and what are the possibilities? So I actually had come up with 10, then I narrowed them back down to 9, but some of them have, and I actually added stuff, you'll see. So a lot of the numbers will have like, they'll have like an idea, and then they're going to be like a sub idea, so you guys will see. But let's get right to it. So I went over all ideas, including all different IPs. That's the intellectual properties that Disney has, owns, or can do stuff with. And then I also saw some of the older runs who no longer exist for whatever reason, and as of right now, none of the Disneyland runs exist. So I am going to start with the number one thing that I'm going to start with is Avengers or Marvel. Now, for those of you who don't know this, there was a Marvel run at Disneyland, but there has never been one, and may not ever be, or at least not in the meantime, out at Disney World. There is a reasoning behind that. So when Disney bought Marvel properties, Marvel had already contracted Universal Studios. That's why you see Spider-Man and the Hulk in Universal Studios in Orlando, in Islands of Adventures actually, but you won't see any of that in Disney World. But Manny, they just put Guardians of the Galaxy up in Epcot. Well, according to the contract, none of the familiar characters such as Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Hulk can be, the Avengers, they cannot be in any of the parks. But some of the lesser known heroes can be, and that's why they got Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, somebody just recently commented and they said, man, I wish it was Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what? It can be. So this is the way that Disney can get around that rule or around that contract that they have still with Universal that's existing today. They can actually use some of their lesser known characters such as Guardians of the Galaxy. They can use Black Panther. They can use Moon Knight. They could probably even use the Marvels. So these are properties that are coming out with movies soon. Of course, there's the ride at Epcot, which is awesome. So that is a possibility. So the next property is Star Wars. They have had Star Wars before, and this is what Springtime Surprise used to be. And actually, Star Wars started in 2015 at Disneyland, was discontinued after 3 years because of the construction. The official word was the construction that was going on at Disneyland. So they stopped doing those runs, all of the runs at Disneyland. So Avengers was one of them. The next one was Star Wars that I'm talking about. So Star Wars was discontinued. Now, the argument for is that they have new characters. So they've done a lot, and right behind me you can actually see a lot of the medals with a lot of the different characters that they've had, and they've gone over a lot of the different characters because they've had many runs. They had the light side and the dark side, so they had anywhere from classic characters from Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, to some of the new ones like Kylo Ren. So what they can do is take some of the newer ones, such as the Mandalorian is a good idea, and maybe make some medals out of that, because when it comes down to it, what are the medals going to look like? And that's going to be the important thing. So the medals, and you can make them Mandalorian style, so it's still going to be Star Wars themed, but it's going to be a little bit different, a little bit new, because these are the new characters, and with a lot of the stuff that is now about to come, the new series that are going to be coming out at Disney, maybe you can even add more characters. So is Star Wars a possibility? Yes. Is it a viable possibility? I'm going to say no, because remember that even just a little over a year ago, we were doing virtual Star Wars runs during the pandemic. So I still think they're going to wait a while before they start using it. But they can capitalize on the fact that Mandalorian is doing well. The next season is coming up soon. Obi-Wan did well, and it looks like a lot of their spin-offs, a lot of their stuff on Disney Plus is doing well. So for the next one, I am going back in time because I don't know what's going to happen in Disneyland, and I'll give you a little insight of what I feel is going to happen shortly. So why not bring back the Dumbo Double Dare? So that would be the 5K, 10K, and half, and of course the medals would be a little bit more themed to Dumbo and that kind of, those kind of properties. So that would be a great one. And as a matter of fact, I do have the first ever Dumbo Double Dare shirt right here. I think it says "We'll run for peanuts," right? So, but that would be an idea that they could use. So this is going back to the Disneyland runs. And so if they decide that they're not going to be doing those for quite a while, then that might be an idea. If they want to actually say, hey guys, you missed the Disneyland runs for the last, how many years, 2018, so the last 4 years, 5 years, going on 5 years. Guys, we're going to give you a taste. So maybe that. So number 4 is Tinkerbell, because we are going to finish off the properties that were being run at Disneyland and see if they can fit into Disney World. So to me, an easy way to fit in, because in February you have Princess, and then you finish off a challenge with Tinkerbell. And so you do have the Peter Pan characters there, so you can theme it kind of like almost like a princess challenge, but it's a double challenge, maybe, like when they used to have the coast to coast, something like that. So the people that sign up can actually sign up for another challenge. I think that would be another thing that they could consider. Do I think that they would use it? Stay till the end, and I'll let you guys know what I think is going to happen. So number 5 is something that I haven't really seen done, at least not themed wise. How about male heroes, male Disney heroes, Pixar heroes, again with the male genre. So we have in February the Princess, and now maybe the Prince Challenge. So something, and you don't even have to make them all Prince, people. So in other words, they don't all have to be Prince. So we don't have to have Prince Ali. We don't have to have Prince Charming. But they could be added in, and maybe even have Tarzan, maybe Hercules. Of course, the Hercules live-action film is rumored to be working on right now, and Tarzan is also. So that might be something. So we go from princess to prince. That would be a possibility. But again, maybe the guys might have their own run coming up soon, because the ladies, and rightfully so, have the princess, and that is awesome. I started doing it, and I'm signed up again. It's a run that I love, but how about the guys getting their own run? Now, number 6 is one that I call maybe like the Pixar challenge, because they do have Pixar scattered. We have seen Pixar in Disneyland, obviously. We've seen them in Wine and Dine, but they're kind of scattered all throughout. And now you can bring them together, maybe have Lightning McQueen and the Cars franchise. You can have Mike Wazowski and Sully with the Monsters, Inc. franchise, Monsters University. You can also have Mr. Fredricksen and Up. You can have Wall-E. These are characters that are not really used. We have seen Mr. Fredricksen and a lot of the other characters on the Disney runs. So maybe make it a full full onslaught Pixar themed run, and I think that would be incredible. Now, I always say this, and I'm going to finish off with all these things by saying, just picture the medals. Picture the medals of Lightning McQueen. Picture the one of Sully and Mike Wazowski. Just picture Wally and Mr. Fredrickson and maybe the house with the balloons. I think that would be great. But that is number 6. So number 7, we have Princess. So we have the female genre is there. We talked about at number 5 the male genre. What about animals? What about Disney animals? And there is a plethora of animals that you can use. You can even sub-theme it. This is where I was talking about the sub-themes, is you can make it all dogs, you can make it all cats, and again, you can make it just general animals. And there's so many characters that you can use. Obviously, you have Bambi. You can use Iago. You can use Dante. You can use Bruni. There is so many animals that you can use. Pegasus. There's so many animals that you can use, and imagine them on the medals. I think that would be a great theme also. So that would be another one that we could consider. So number 8 is going to be attractions. And this is another one where it's a sub category, because we have current attractions that they could do, maybe like some really, really iconic things that they have right now, or we can make it past. So rides that no longer exist. As a matter of fact, during the pandemic, I made my own one where we actually did, I'm not going to spoil it for you because that's going to be one of the ones that I'm going to suggest. But, for example, Magic Kingdom, the iconic rides to me are Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion. So you can make a medal just for those, that would be great. And for Magic Kingdom, the one that is no longer there is very obvious, Mr. Toad's Wow Ride. That would be a great one too, because they still are, especially now that the 50th anniversary is going on, they even in Disney Springs, they have one of the cars there. So that would be one that they could use for Magic Kingdom. How about Epcot? To me, Epcot is 2. Spaceship Earth, so imagine a medal with Spaceship Earth, or soaring around the world. That's another one that's a classic one. But for Epcot Classic that no longer exists, this is the one that I told you guys I did a summer run during the pandemic, and I actually just drew out. I didn't have a medal created, but I drew it out, and it was the Horizons Challenge. And so I thought that would be a really, really good one, because that's one of those iconic rides that no longer exists, but people are talking about bringing it back. So how about one for Horizons? Now moving on to Hollywood Studios. So some of the newer ones, like the ones that are already there, the most iconic one basically is going to be the Tower of Terror. But we just had the Tower of Terror 10 miler. So what could it be? Something that is nostalgic, something that's been around for a while. How about the Muppets 3D vision? So you can have a medal that's Muppets. People don't really know about this, and I actually started watching videos and reading about this. The Muppets were supposed to have a really, really big presence at Hollywood Studios. And up until 1990, that's what the idea was. And then Jim Henson passed away. When Jim Henson passed away, that actually stopped a lot of stuff. The family did not want to go through with this, so they kind of stopped it. But we still have that, and it's still one of those guilty pleasures. I go in it probably once or twice a year to go and see the Muppet 3D, because it's so nostalgic. And Hollywood Studio rides that no longer exist, I have to go with Great Movie Ride. I actually went about 2 weeks before it closed down, and I went just to get on it for one last time because I wanted to see the Great Movie Ride, and I think that would be, I actually have the Great Movie Ride sign in my bedroom, and I think that would be a great medal. Animal Kingdom is actually the newest park, so it hasn't been around for the longest time. So with that said, the Tree of Life is the thing that is nostalgic there, so you would have a medal that is the Tree of Life. And really, guys, I'm just doing this because I have to finish off the ones that don't exist. Primeval Whirl, it wasn't my favorite ride. It was kind of bumpy, and when it went away, I'm actually more looking forward to what is going to replace it. But there are some people out there, and you guys might have loved that ride, and when it closed down just recently, a lot of people might be going like, darn it, and I thought about the Finding Nemo play, but it has been replaced. It's just kind of like almost like a continuation. I haven't seen it yet, but that's why I didn't choose that one. So number 9. So this is the last one I have on my list. And I really, really, really like this one because if you've noticed, when the runs came back, it kind of correlated with the 50th anniversary, and I think that's one of the reasons they try to bring it back so they can get going with the 50th anniversary. But the medals have all had some kind of 50th anniversary theming, or at least some of them have had it. And if you look at the new Wine and Dine, they still have it in one of the medals. They still have the 50th anniversary theming. So how about do an anniversary theming, just a whole challenge for anniversary theming? So one of the things that they can do is it's the following. So a lot of people don't know this, but in April of next year, Animal Kingdom will be celebrating its 25th anniversary. So, and they've done 5Ks there, like we did Adventure Everest. Those are going to have to be at nighttime, so they might just theme it differently, but run at the same time, a 5K on a Thursday night. But that would be something that they could do, make it anniversary themed, not only the 50th anniversary, but since it's also in April, the 25th anniversary of Animal Kingdom. Now for the 10K, I thought this would be a good one, is Hollywood Studios theme, because it's going to be the 34th anniversary, May the 4th of next year. So it's not exactly, like a 5-10 interval, but it's 34th anniversary. So what they can do is we usually do a little bit of a run, and this past time, especially with the Tower Terror Ton Miler, we ran a lot more inside of Hollywood Studios. So I think that would be a great thing, and the medal could be the Chinese Roman Theater. That would be a great one right there for the 10K. So the half marathon, a lot of you guys know Epcot is now going to be celebrating its 40th anniversary come this October 1st. So, and you know how Disney likes to extend celebrations. So again, next April, if they extend it, they can make the half marathon, which they can easily do Epcot to Magic Kingdom, back to Epcot, which they usually do, or come around and hit a little bit of Hollywood Studios again. That would be another option that they have. But the medal could be Spaceship Earth, and it could be themed to not only Disney World 50th, but Epcot 40th. And of course, that brings us all the way around to the challenge. The challenge is Disney World's 50th. And of course, when we say Disney World's 50th, we really mean Magic Kingdom's 50th. So the medal would be Cinderella's Castle. I think it would look fantastic. I think it would look great. That would be the challenge. Now, Disney is celebrating their 50th anniversary, and it was 18 months from starting October 1st. So it's going to end in April. So it stands to reason that now that we are going into April and running the springtime surprise, that they are probably going to continue on with their celebration. So I think a celebration theme to end it, and it's also the end of the Run Disney running season. So we actually have the Wine and Dine, the Marathon Weekend Princess, and now the springtime surprise. I think that would be a great thing. I think that with the medals, you can make them look fantastic. That'll finish off the 50th anniversary. So that will be the last time we get medals that have 50th anniversary on them. Now guys, these are some of the ideas that I have. Some of them are viable, some of them are not. I'm going to tell you why I don't think a lot of the ones that happen in Disneyland are the most viable. I do really think that the Disneyland runs are going to come back. Now, I do not have inside word. Don't go around telling everybody, Manny said they're coming back. No, they're not. But I didn't say anything about that. But I am going to say, start listening maybe next year or the year after, because I think that they will announce something. I think it become easy to at least have 5 and 10Ks at Disneyland. So they might want to keep some of the theming, and just in case Anaheim and Disney can work together, and they can bring back all the Disneyland runs. So that's why I think Avengers, Tinkerbell, and the Disneyland Dumbo Double Dare might be a little bit harder to do. Again, Star Wars is on its own because it was on both coasts. But now it's all over to you guys. What do you guys think? Because again, you guys are creative also. I've seen a lot of creative stuff on the comments. So what do you guys think it's going to be? What do you guys hope it's going to be? You guys heard my thoughts. But besides that, guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching this, and create a magical run, and we'll see you sooner than later.